Where's my snare?
To me, that's gonna be the first problem, is you guys getting used to talking into these things, and
I hate my voice.
everybody.
I hate my voice.
So many people do.
I sound like their typical.
Well, I have a
Cholo.
lisp, so fuck it. I mean, sorry. I already said the F word.
We can say it from Spain.
You lasted 7 seconds before you dropped your first F-bomb.
You throw the España.
When Anwar asked me, how do you want these? Do you want explicit on these? I'm like, absolutely. It's going to be so difficult not to put this. All right, this is fucking uncomfortable as shit so far as hell. But all right, so the purpose of this podcast is to Ozzy, you were the one that told me that a couple of other friends of yours, coaches of yours, kind of inquired about how we are navigating through the CrossFit Games Open. Yep. And they saw some of our posts on social media regarding the 8-9 combine. I'm sorry, the 8-9 draft, and how we're using the Open. So I figured, fuck it, let's jump on a podcast and then share it with these coaches or these boxes or these owners, and our members obviously will listen to this so they understand kind of the format that we are kind of piecing together here, just to make the Open a little exciting. So I think I'm going to probably title this podcast something to the effect of navigating the CrossFit Games Open without CrossFit athletes, because I think that even though we still have a tendency to call our members athletes, and we we push the spirit of fitness. Our mantra is exercise without purpose is futile, and some of our members, which we could get into the discussion, are still CrossFit. We were
drinking the Kool-Aid. Right.
We're off of Wadapalooza, and some of them competed in it. But I would say that's just a handful of most of our members. I think that our survey that we took a couple months ago proved it, that most of our members aren't what we were 4, 5, 6 years ago when we had I Am CrossFit and we were all about the CrossFit Games, took a team to the games and so on and so forth. So it's been challenging us, and I don't want to get into branding and philosophy and all that. I just want to stick to the topic of how we're navigating through this CrossFit Games Open, which is probably our highest registration list in the past couple of years. I know
Since I've been here, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And you were still here during CrossFit Gables.
Yeah.
Right? And I know that at least the last 2 years of CrossFit Gables we didn't have. I think now we're up to like 64, 65 people registered on the sheet, and then we'll talk a little bit about to the boxes that want to do it. We're going to pump this out as quickly as possible, because if you still, like you said, your friend asked about it and how quickly can he do it, he still has time to do this. So I guess let's jump right into it real quick. The idea came to us. Jay and I were having a meeting, and you said to me, man, we need to do something to continue to build this camaraderie and the spirit, and it doesn't have to be an in-house throwdown, but it could be something else. And we said, well, we got the Open. What are we going to do about the Open? And that's where it kind of came to us, like, shit, let's really have a lot of fun with this. And just for those of you that don't know, the way that it works is quite simple. So we are doing what's called the 8-9, the name of our gym, 8-9 Open, for the CrossFit Game Open draft. So I asked Coach Jay and Coach Ozzy to be the head coaches of their team. So it's not necessarily that Ozzy, since you're the morning coach, you have all your morning members, and Jay, that's not fair. We're actually
it's not going to be an actual civil war.
Right, correct, right. Morning versus evening, even though that's one format. Some gyms might want to use that format. And let me just start off by saying this. I don't believe anymore, especially over a decade in the game, I don't believe that there's any original ideas. So I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. If somebody's in Idaho listening to this, I don't want them to be like, oh, this fucking guy saw our blog and he took our...
It's copyrighted.
No, it came out of the blue, and I'm sure it's been done before, because what hasn't been done in the past 15 years in CrossFit? But we're just having fun with it, and it seems like our members working out. So back to it, I turned to Ozzy and Jay and said, hey, why don't you guys, you're the head coaches, you're the, the Bill Belichick and the Mike Shanahan or whoever you want.
You looked at me at Bill Belichick.
Well, it's to be seen. It depends on what your roster looks like after the draft to see how good you actually are. Even though that guy's the last pick every single year for the past 7 years. But so I'm playing the role of the commissioner. And again, this is all lighthearted. This is the opposite of serious, okay? Yeah. I think that we all know how the I don't even want to assume that we all know how the CrossFit Games Open work, right? Yeah. You guys just finished having a conversation about it, and I told you to shut up so that we could talk about it when we get on air. But let's talk about it here for a second, right? So let's just put our collective minds together. And Jay, you made a very good point, and I'm right on board with you. You said, I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the least amount of time that I spent focusing on the CrossFit Games, right? So, what do you know about the changes and stuff that have happened?
Actually, like I was telling Ozzy, I kind of checked out for maybe a year because it just became too much.
Right.
You know, a lot of new athletes here and there, a lot of rule changes, and the Open has pretty much changed from, I want to say the last 3 years, drastically. So I think that
Definitely
is
with the
what
rules.
makes a lot of the members intimidated when they see clips and all these guys doing all these incredible things, and then you ask them to sign up. Oh, but we don't want to sign up because we can't do this.
Right.
But the Open gives an opportunity to make it fun. And then we started brainstorming with this idea of the draft, and having two teams. I know it kind of still has people on the edge, or is it going to pick me, or exactly.
the
But
draft.
we want them to know that we're making this fun. It's the first time for us, so we're learning also.
Right.
But we want them to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Not to be intimidated. Like an example, we had a member, who's been with us for quite some time, but never signed up for the Open. And his main reason is I'm intimidated. But the main thing for me is I want them not to feel like that.
Right.
Come in, have fun, and that's something that could keep us together. And who knows how big this might get next year.
Right.
Other gyms might hear about it.
Next year we might have to do like
you
4
mentioned
teams.
Yeah.
You mentioned it, maybe it's not a unique idea, but hey, I haven't heard about it.
I haven't either.
We came up with it.
Right.
Let's make it happen.
Right.
And I'm confident enough to say that we have a good team to work around the little issues that we have.
Yeah.
We started talking about scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna tweak maybe some of the scoring as the WODs get released? Because we have members from extremes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you, from being on the floor a lot, morning and afternoon, knowing both sides, we have guys that want to do it because they like the excitement, but they might not be able to do a lot of the movements. So that might be a little challenge for us. So we need to get our heads together to figure those little things out.
Yeah, I would say that out of all three of us, I'm going to say 4 because I'll include Gio. I won't include Mikey because I haven't had a conversation with Mikey, and he's the second coach in the afternoons. Ozzy, you probably know more than most of us when it comes to the CrossFit Games and the format, and you were in charge of the leaderboard last year. Off the top, and I'm going to drop a name here, Armin Hammer. I don't know if you guys follow Armin Hammer. If you don't, you should. Armin Hammer did some work for Flow Elite, and I met him through Crush Games. But if you guys, anybody out there listening, is trying to catch up on what the hell is going on with the CrossFit Games, follow Armin Hammer. He does a lot of minute on the minute updates and stuff. He has so many things going on, so many media outlets going on. That's my one-stop shop if I want to find out instead of going and reading the goddamn real book. I go to Armin Hammer. But out of all of us here, Ozzy, the biggest change from last year to this year in regards to the Open and then the process after the Open is what?
Basically, this year we're having 2 Opens. Well, not we, but the CrossFit Games.
Mm-hmm.
They're having 2 Opens. For the most part, from what I've read and I've looked around, everything's kind of the same. Maybe they're gonna have different standards. They haven't really talked about the standards yet. We don't know if they're gonna finally, talk, do the Thursday night lights and have athletes, compete against each other. But for the most part, I think that stays the same, and I'm hoping the leaderboard stays the same when it comes to the formatting for last year. Because in my head, I think the easiest way that's why we agreed on the whole leaderboard and having them sign up to the leaderboard and all that, because the CrossFit Games leaderboard actually does a good job of not dividing, but separating the RX and the scaled people, and they actually group everybody up in order of scaled and their score. So using piggybacking off of that leaderboard, I'm assuming we can basically get our points for the 2 teams, and then we'll be able to divide the 2 teams that way, and the scoring and all that. I'm assuming RX will stay on top no matter how many reps and rounds you guys got compared to scaled, and basically using men and the female custom leaderboards that we have, that's one thing that I like that they added. The custom leaderboard, I don't think they had that last year. We can actually say, all right, well, maybe the top 2 guys were from RX were on my team, and then third guy was, so, and those 2 points for the RX guys on my team, give them to me, and
Right.
that.
Yeah,
We'll worry about that the closer
mean,
we get to that, but I mean that's still up in the air. We can agree on the point scales and stuff, but
so overall, looking at the big philosophy on why we actually decided to go this route is because our gym does come from a CrossFit background. We were at one point known as arguably having the most amount of gyms through I Am CrossFit, and the CrossFit Games, sending a team to the games, and then the next year 2 teams to regionals, was a big deal in our world. It is no longer that big of a deal in our world. We've kind of changed our business model. You don't kind of even know that we're really a CrossFit gym as far as branding goes, but we still feel that there's something to be said for the CrossFit Games Open.
Of course.
And it is an opportunity for us to bring the gym together, do a community, and we're actually using, in the taking advantage sense of the term, we're using the CrossFit Games Open as an in-house throwdown because it does have such a robust and complex leaderboard, and we're taking advantage of that leaderboard. And one thing that you pointed out to me, and I want to talk about 2 points real quick. One thing that you pointed out to me last year, talking specifically about the leaderboard, is that it does the work for you, and that it places the RX athletes above the scaled. So even though you could have a great scaled score, you'll never beat, if you do that particular workout RX. So Ozzy whispered in my ears last year, do the double unders as fast as you can. At least you'll beat any of the scaled workouts. They don't know that. So these are strategies that you're going to have to use with your team when the actual Open is going on. Secondly, is talking about the overall philosophy is they've eliminated regionals. Okay, so now the chances of getting to the CrossFit Games, if we even had a remote chance in hell to send any of our athletes, that's completely wiped out. So fuck it, we're not even going to worry about CrossFit Games.
I mean, everybody already knows who's going to win first in the United States.
Exactly, right.
Matt Frazier's going to take it.
Right, but then you look at weekends like this, and you're like, shit, Noah didn't even qualify. Now he has to either win the Open or he has
go
to
to another competition.
Or go to another competition and win the other competition. So even guys like that are on the bubble. So if Noah's, like worried about, oh shit, I got to grind now, it's like, fuck, we don't have a chance in hell. So why don't we just use it for what it is?
Exactly.
It's part of our background, and now let's have fun with it. And that's literally what we're going to do is we're going to literally just have fun with this. And one of the obstacles that we face is kind of the same reason that the CrossFit Games has hurt CrossFit itself. CrossFit, the strength and conditioning methodology, it's hurt it because it's become the brand of CrossFit. So I mean, I listened to Glassman, the coach, talk, on some podcast, and it almost seems like he's now willingly putting CrossFit Games on the back burner because what his belief is now the CrossFit health side of it, which I'm on board with that. This is the guy and the strength and conditioning program that I supported. CrossFit Games hurt a lot of affiliates, and this is open for discussion, so when any of you out there want to hit me up on my Instagram or blast me or make a stupid ass meme, go ahead, but I love having this conversation, right? So let's go back to what we're doing and how we're doing and how we're winging. Go ahead.
My
Ozzy.
selling point, not selling, but like when I talk to members, I'm like, hey, you guys, you're signing up, and they're telling me, no, I'm afraid, or no. A lot of them don't really know that there's a scaled option. A lot of them don't really know that. Right. So I tell them, guys, just because you don't think you're going to be able to do
dubs or
315 deadlifts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fine. You scale down. Like, you're still going to get a score. You're still going to be part of the bigger picture. But not only, like, a lot of, they oh, no, I can't. I'm not going to do this. But they forget that we're going to program that. We're going to put that in our class. Oh, they're going to put that in our class.
Ozzy forgets that we're actually on the podcast.
You know what I think?
For the record, this is the first time I'm on a podcast, so forget about the microphone.
Sometimes I think that no, I don't want to make this come out the wrong way, but not only our members, but a lot of people that want to do the Open, they need to get over the hurdle. Okay, I cannot do this amount of weight. I cannot do dubs. I cannot do muscle ups. I cannot, little things they need to practice. But that should not discourage them.
Agreed.
Not to participate in the Open.
Yeah.
The Open should be a platform to, see where you might need to improve. If you want to get better at certain things, and in the long run, just have fun. You know, because I remember I did the Open. When I was really competitive and did a lot of CrossFit, we had a little group of guys that we competed against each other, but it's all for fun. You know, I beat Mike, I beat Ozzy, I see you, I beat your ass, fucker, or
Right.
So you talk shit, but it keeps you going.
Yeah.
And this is what I want the members to realize. It's not that we're gonna judge you if you can't do this, you can't do that. We want to see you guys have fun.
Absolutely.
We want to see you guys bond. You mentioned earlier the morning. The morning and afternoon might have a little competition going on, but hey, you know what? They get to know each other.
They do.
It's
all about the community.
Exactly.
The community.
So it's not that we want to make them feel intimidated. We're having a draft. Oh my God, are they going to pick me? No.
Right.
We're just as on the edge as you guys because it's the first time, but we're gonna make it fun.
Yeah.
And
and here's how we lessen the barriers of entry to this. One, there's no charge to it, so we're not charging any of our members. The only fee that they have is unfortunately the requirement that they have to. I mean, not unfortunately, but we're using their the CrossFit Games leaderboard. So they put their name on the draft pool, which lets us know, okay, you want to be drafted. But then the next step to be eligible is you have to register through the CrossFit Games. Yes, that's going to cost you $20, $21.50 for registration, whatever the fee is. But we're not collecting any money ourselves. And again, this came from a place of we know that in-house competitions are not only fun, but the pressure is reduced as opposed to competing in a Wadapalooza or those types of events. But also it builds camaraderie and it gives these guys just something to look forward to and make it a little bit excitement. So we reduce the barriers by no cost whatsoever. We're running an in-house competition. We reduce our barriers logistically and operationally because we don't have to do much. To run an in-house competition is still a bitch. You still got to think about the workouts and the equipment and the heat times and all this stuff.
I remember we used to have like the little playoffs for Civil War Games.
Yes.
Each box would have to do their little in-house competition. It was a lot of work.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
I mean, believe it or not, just your own box, you got to figure stuff out.
Yeah. So we've been doing Friday Night Lights now for 10 years.
Yeah.
So it's none of that's going to change. Now we just have both teams partitioned. Yeah. So again, reducing the barriers of entries, and then the message that we're trying to deliver, again, through this podcast and through our social media and through WAD announcements to our members and to any of you guys out there that want to kind of try to duplicate something like this, is that it's for fun. Because we know that we're not sending anybody, not in this box, to the CrossFit Games. So let's have some fun with it. Let's create the spirit of competition and joking around. So some of the actions that we're putting into place, step one is we're making a draft pool. So we're encouraging our members to sign up on a sheet of paper, old school, nothing digital, old school sheet of paper, put your name on the draft pool. In 2 days, we had 52 people sign up, right? In 2 days.
Yeah.
And
3 sheets.
Boom, 3 sheets gone in 2 days, okay, which was quite impressive. Last year, I think we had 33 people sign up, and that was us pushing it.
If
at
that,
most,
I don't even think we broke 30.
Yeah, you're right. And by the end of it,
last
it wasn't
year
even.
was probably from all the years I've been with you guys, was probably the lowest amount of members that signed
I
up.
think it was a transition,
and
the whole
that
are we
hurt me.
CrossFit or we not CrossFit?
That hurt me.
Yeah.
That hurt my feelings.
I'm sure.
I think I need the members. The members need to know that.
And
no, they do, because when I used to do Friday Night Lights and then Ozzy took it over. I was like, I wanted to keep the amount of members, but it's hard too. So again, going back, I don't want to be repetitive, but I think this is something that's going to bring a spark
exciting,
back.
Right? So we put the registration, we put I'm literally telling them step by steps on how we did it, and then they could do it however they want to do it. Because these guys are like, there's idiots, there's a software for that. There probably is. I didn't look into it. 3 sheets of paper, they signed up, they took up the 3 sheets of paper, we added 2 more sheets of paper, and then we just told them through our platforms, hey, once you sign up, put your name on the draft, you're not done, you now got to register to CrossFit Games, now you're eligible. So then what'll happen? From now to February 8th at 6:30 p.m., there's trash talking going on, and there's silliness going on. And if you look at our social media, you'll see some of that silliness going on. Coaches pretending to be recruiting and scouting and so on.
No, I'm not pretending.
We're not pretending.
No.
Actually, I wrote down a list of names.
I don't know if Ozzy has
little comments,
but I actually went up to, I won't say names, but and this guy got ticked off. But hey, you know what? That's part of it. It might be fun and games right now, but
this man comes up to me and tells me, "Hey, if you want to scout, you got to go upstairs." Come on, you got to be on the floor to see that. You got to see the sweat. You're gonna scout.
No, but it's for fun,
Right.
It keeps the spice, going.
So from now, which is, I don't even know today's date, January
Today is
24.
Yeah,
25.
24.
Okay, so
around
for
there.
24 to
Draft is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So for
Right.
2 weeks, again, we'll continue with the silliness. We'll pull out some stunts, so on and so forth. We some cool things have happened. So I got approached from a friend of mine that is launching an apparel company, and he's like, "Hey, I want to sponsor the event."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to put the last names of all the athletes." So let me back up here a second. So then Jay is the head coach of the name of our gym is Train 89. So Jay's the head coach of Team 9, and Ozzy's the head coach of Team 8. So they're the coaches. And then one is black. Which one of you is black? Your
We are.
color? You're black. Okay, so team
You went
8.
teal, right?
Teal,
Right.
yeah,
Team
we're
8 is
teal.
black, so that's their base color, and then Team 9 is teal,
Teal.
right? Because those are our two main colors of the gym. So that's how the division lies. So this company BTX came up and said, "Hey, we want to sponsor you. So I want to make your draft shirt. So when the draft comes out, I want you to wear it, and then I want to make your athlete shirts, and I want to put their last names on every single." I'm like, "Dude, we have like 60 people signed up already." And he's like, "No, it doesn't matter. I want to sponsor you guys. This looks like a shit ton of fun, and I want to put my name out there." Boom. So now these guys have jerseys.
Yeah.
How crazy and silly is this?
Yeah.
Is that now we have jerseys? So,
Yeah.
Are we gonna have like coaches polos?
apparently we could.
I
this
plan
guy
on
could
bringing like a tie and looking
this guy
official
could
with a
do
clipboard and
with
everything.
shorts on, tie with shorts on.
Of
right?
course,
Yeah.
I might even wear
Right.
sandals.
Right, and that's the level that we're at. So, so leading up from now to then, so now we're planning the actual draft day. So
Yes.
February 8th at 6:30 p.m. We're all the classes are going to stop, and we're setting up a war room and a draft board, and I'm the commissioner, so I'm going to literally walk up to the podium and say, welcome to the inaugural 8-9 Open Draft.
That's gonna be awesome.
And
Can't
that's
wait.
going to be the
Just
fun.
thinking
Can't
about
wait.
it, it's
Right.
like,
Can't wait.
So we are going
Yeah.
live on Facebook and live on Instagram, or Instagram Live on both of the platforms. So if you guys are out there and you're bored on a Friday night having some drinks, you can watch us.
Or come on in and
Or
have
come
some
on in,
drinks
right.
with us
So
and
then-
some food.
Yes, correct. So we're also inviting our members to come in and have some beverages and eat some food and see where they fall on the draft board. So this is the fun that we're having with it. This is probably the most excitement that we've had as a coaching staff since we've been in this new building.
Yeah.
We haven't done something similar to this, even though we have projects lined up. They're on the more serious side. This is absolutely just for fun.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think something. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me continue this. So then, after the teams get drafted, now Jay and Ozzy will probably get on a group chat or whatever it is to communicate with their teams. There's no requirements or obligations to train together, to go
Right.
drinking together, whatever they want to do, they're going to do it with their team. The
Right.
one thing that we're doing is that we're doing the inaugural
Don't say it.
Wait, I gotta
Don't
say
say
it.
it.
Kickoff ball? Kickball off? I don't even know the fucking word I made up.
Kickball off.
The inaugural kickball off classic. And I don't know why it's a classic because it's the first one, but fuck it. The inaugural kickball off classic, and it is a kickball game to kick off the season.
Right.
Hence
Between the two
kickball
teams.
kickoff.
Yeah.
Between the two teams. So Team 8 versus Team 9 kickball, because it's inclusive and anybody could kick a ball with a beer in their hand. And we're going to do it on an afternoon, and then we'll probably shoot on over to the Coconut Grove Arts Festival and have a great fucking time. So these are just the festivities that are going to come along with it. And then I don't remember when the first date of the Open is.
The
First.
21st.
21st,
Yeah,
which is a
21st.
Thursday,
Yeah.
right? So Thursday, it gets announced. I don't even know how they're going to do it now. Maybe they
Yeah.
just pop it up on the website,
Yeah,
I don't know,
I'm
man. I
pretty
found
sure.
out yesterday they weren't gonna do that.
Yeah.
They stopped that
I'm the
production?
same way. I was like, So,
Yeah, that takes a little bit of the excitement out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially now, our year when we're doing this, that would be
Yeah.
cool to do like watch parties and stuff. But let's see what they do. I don't blame them because that shit probably cost them a shit ton of money.
Possibly.
Which we actually hosted one in 2014.
I remember that, yeah.
So, and then we do Friday night. Now we're changing it to Friday night fights.
Right.
So instead of Friday night lights, we're doing a Friday night fights. They're like kind of like one team fighting another team or one gang fighting another gang. And that's how it's going to be. So that's up to the point that where we're at right now. We haven't even thought through like what happens. Do you put an RX athlete versus an RX athlete? What we haven't gone that far. Again, we're just winging this and having a good time with it, and we're just tackling it as it comes along. Go ahead.
One thing I want the members to know, and I know Ozzy will agree, you too, Mike, that everybody right now is equal. So I don't want nobody to be, again, on the edge. If am I gonna get picked? Look, everybody.
If you're eligible, you're gonna get
Yeah,
picked.
Yeah.
everybody
it's
is
gonna happen.
on the same level.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it also comes down, Jay, to what you're saying. It also comes down to that intimidation level of what the workout is, what the modality. And I'm just going to give an example. Lou, our Lou,
we know.
awesome Lou from 630, the Viejo Club.
Yeah, he has awesome conditioning. And
exactly.
He can go for days.
I would argue that I'm going to beat him on any barbell movement. But you put an endurance
one
there.
Around with that guy, he's going to smoke you. Yeah.
So that's another thing that they need to understand. Also, I guarantee you we will have more scaled athletes doing scaled workouts than RX.
Right.
Excuse me. We don't have that sort of demographic anymore. So this is why it's important for us to deliver the message before the draft happens, so that when we actually partake in the Kickoff Ball Classic and the actual Open WADs, that some of these people don't be like, damn, man, I should have signed up. These guys are just having a great fucking time, you know?
Yeah, one thing I'm telling the members when they come up to me and they're like, oh, I don't know if I should do it. I literally tell them, you come work out on Friday, right?
Right.
Yeah. You're going to do the WAD either way. You might as well sign up. You're going to do the WAD.
Yeah.
We're going to have someone judge you. It doesn't matter. You're going to do it either way. Have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're going to do it either way, why not?
Because I do have members that come to me, oh, it's Friday, it's happy hour, and like, look, we hang out afterwards. You know, come on in, bring your kids, your family, whoever.
Yeah.
You know, let's have some fun with it.
That's
and you'd be surprised that, you know, you might come in with a doubt. Oh, if it's your first time doing it, you know, oh my God, I'm nervous. But next thing you know, oh, this is awesome. Let's do it next week.
Right. So with when it comes to actually launching this program in your box or with your members, that's literally how we did it. We thought about it over the weekend. We text each other back and forth. We said, let's do this.
Yeah.
I had my wife just kind of like, what do you do this? It's not even CGI. She's just like copied and paste like a logo. And it just came out of the blue type of thing when we launched these things. And we're learning as we go, because, you know, you just mentioned right now Friday Night Lights. We're going to fall into the issue is, like it happens every year in the Open, is how about if somebody can't make Friday Night Lights and they want to do it on Wednesday morning type of shit. We haven't even tackled that. Like, okay, does that person's score count? Does that not count? So that's a little bit of, you know, logistics that we need to think about when we get there.
Someone judging, and they know the standards, and it's even across the board. I don't. Saturday, Sunday, maybe even like Monday in between, like open gym hours or something. I mean, definitely possible.
We you know, from experience, I think that we should leave that door open for them.
I agree.
You know, because I get it. You can't come every Friday.
Right.
You know, you have stuff to do, work, whatever, life. But they should at least have, you know, that door open, and they have a judge, you know, and they fall within the time frame to get judged and post your score. I think they.
Yeah, for the record, you can't do an open workout on a Wednesday. You can't.
You've missed it. You missed the deadline. You missed the deadline. At least what I remember.
Just in case.
I mean, so some things will stick.
Right. Yeah. You know, with these conversations as they go on, and Ozzy and I had one yesterday because Ozzy was telling me the stunt that he's gonna pull on draft day, and which I won't reveal, but I said to him, dude, wait, I have an idea. What about a ringer rule? Right? And then Jay, you walked into the room and I pitched it to you too. So here's the ringer rule, and he doesn't know that I'm going to reach out to him yet unless I do it this weekend and this launches. But here's the ringer rule, and this is something that we haven't decided whether we're going to do it or not. We're still weighing the pros and cons.
We're just throwing it out there.
We're just throwing it out there. But my ringer rule idea was, what if we reach out to badass, like A-listers, CrossFitters, right? The one that I know personally and I'm friends with is Noah, right? So let's just say that we reach out to Noah, and let's just say Matt Frazier, right? So we reach out to these two guys and go, hey guys, can we throw you into the ringer pool, right? And you don't have to come to the gym. You're just going to allow us to use your name, draft you from the draft pool, and use your score to whatever team picks you. And
if they want to come in and throw down with us, that's
cool.
not a problem. That would be pretty cool.
I think our members would fucking flip out if that happened. That'd be pretty damn cool.
Fangirling hard.
But I'll push Noah to do it. I'll put some pressure on him on social media. But yeah, so we reach out to them, and then I'm like I told Ozzy, I'm like, hey, okay, but think of the con. This is really cool, but think of the cons to this. Is there a con to something like this? Would our members be upset that now we're going outside of the box, or would they think, damn, that's pretty fucking cool? I'm on a team with Noah, or his score is going to help our team, whatever. We have yet to find a con with it, right? And we're waiting for some feedback from some of our members that we reached out to see what their thoughts are. But let's just imagine, if you would, okay, so one of my rules as a commissioner, I would say, okay, your ringers could only be picked last, right? So they're picked on the last 1, 2, or 3 rounds or whatever it is.
Or we can do this because we know for sure that last pick, if I pick first or Jay picks first, we're already he's gonna guess one of them.
Right.
What we could do is like draw like their names from a hat or something, just to make
Like
it
a
even
random-
more
like
even
a
more
random
random.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could sit here and argue with it and go, I think it's more exciting that, okay, well, you picked Noah over Matt. Why would you pick Noah over Matt?
That's true. That's
Because
true.
historically, Noah's done better. Oh, really? Again, I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just talking shit into the mic. But I'd like to see how you guys are drafting. Like, I'm curious because I think we've already established it. As much as this is for fun, I'm curious on how you guys are strategically.
Yes, there is.
There has to be some.
is.
I haven't given any thought to it.
There's for sure strategy.
Okay.
Almost every night driving home and going to bed, I have thought about it.
Any downtime that I have, I literally sit down
because it's fun too because
Right.
you get to realize, oh, I know pretty much all my members,
Right.
everybody, how they move, everything.
Well, this is one thing that if anything good comes out of
Who
this,
has weaknesses here? So,
right?
Yeah.
Camaraderie, one. Number two is you guys are going to know a lot more members now. Ozzy, you with the afternoon, and Jay, you with the morning guys, because you might want to draft these people.
Of course, I already had some morning guys that told me, "Hey, bro,
pick me."
It has begun.
The shit talking. So that I'm pretty sure we covered everything. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Anything that you guys want to add to this?
I know we talked about like having like face-offs.
right?
Yeah.
So I know we talked about like having face-offs and stuff. Just talk a little bit about that. Maybe we talked about that first Friday night, Jay and I, first heat of the night,
Right.
face-off.
Well, we don't mind breaking the ice.
Yeah, we're gonna
but
break the
again,
ice.
It for me, it just goes back to who wants to actually do that, because I don't want them to
Can-
feel
Can
like
we
forced.
that
Can
they-
you can you specifically say what you mean by face off?
Okay, so first heat of the night, I got my team, put them behind me, has Jay's team behind his. If it's barbell work or whatever it is, literally
Just
Yeah.
you
face
versus
it off,
him.
me versus
Got it.
Jay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the rest of the heats fall in, whatever we decide to do with the
Right.
heats. And then I would like to do that at least every week. We get maybe one RX, one scaled from each
Right.
team, teammates behind them, teammates behind everybody else, and just go at it. You know what I mean? Let the adrenaline flow, let the competition, because competition does bring out the best in everybody.
Right.
So, like,
100%.
yeah, I'm so excited for this.
yeah.
You have
Yeah.
no idea.
Well, one thing that just popped in my head that I want you to talk specifically on, you mentioned it earlier, was the custom leaderboards, which actually makes our job even easier.
Right.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why we decided to go with the HQ like leaderboard, the worldwide leaderboard.
Right. So the custom leaderboards now, anybody that registered could make their own leaderboard. So you could actually search us if you want. It's 8-9, but the letter N. So 8N open male or men. I put, and then I put 8N open women.
Women,
right?
I think it's women.
Women, right? So I went men and women. So we have 2 custom leaderboards right now, and that's literally what Ozzy's just gonna copy every week when the scores get published is the custom leaders. So again, we're literally using CrossFit Games, which I'm sure they're happy with. They got more registrants and they could use it for their data, and we're competing, and now it's eyes on their website and all that stuff, and so we're still kind of supporting our history here. But we're using their robust leaderboard for something that we're doing in-house type of thing, as opposed to us doing a whole other
system, like
and
standard,
coming
and
up
like
and all
point
that shit.
standard
Like
and
it's done for us.
Yeah.
It's literally just plug and play done for us and stuff. So the logistics side of it is pretty easy. Did I miss anything besides your silly costumes and all that shit that you guys are gonna probably wear? No. Okay. Well,
that's pretty much it.
pretty much.
I
It's a
encourage.
learning process for us too.
Yeah.
So
The
the next 2 weeks, I mean, obviously we're gonna grind hard and try,
and the
try to get
more
everything going.
that we talk about it, the more
Right.
that we sit and meet, I'm
more
sure more
brainstorm.
ideas are gonna
Right.
come out and good stuff. And
But I want the members to know that we will look after them.
yes,
We'll
absolutely.
make them have fun.
Right. We're not embarrassing anybody.
I don't I don't want them to come in and think, oh my God, Ozzy, Jay's already, fucking too serious sometimes. They
Right.
could slap me. No,
Right.
I mean, Ozzy,
You might get a few screams from me in the
you
middle
know,
of a while,
we
but
all
that's
we
just
all
me trying to
have
encourage you.
some type of competitive
Yeah.
competitiveness in us.
Yeah.
And I tell some members that are on the edge, you never know until you compete what you have in you, the fire you have in you. You might not know yet, but fuck you get on the floor and you start throwing down. You're like, holy shit, I did not know I have this shit in me.
Yeah.
So
Adrenaline is a beautiful thing.
so we will make them for one, feel comfortable, confident. We're not gonna,
At home.
do anything that they don't, exactly at home that they don't want to do. The nerves start. Playing games with you. You want to use the bathroom 10 times,
Yeah.
and
Right.
the
Right.
pre-WOD
Yeah,
jitters,
yeah.
the
The
pre-WOD
pre-WOD.
pee, whatever. But look, it's gonna be fun.
Right.
Sign up. Come on in.
Yeah.
We have. You mentioned Ozzy having an outrageous. Well, we all have ideas.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Mike does too.
Yeah.
We'll make it fun, man.
It's
We'll-
exciting. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that the next couple
Yeah.
of weeks are going to be exciting, and I am also registered to compete, so
Right.
I'm going to throw down. Even though I can't be drafted, I'm
Right.
still the commissioner,
You'll
and
be in your own pool.
I'll be in the old commissioner. I'm going to make a custom leaderboard just for me, commissioner 8-9 commissioner. All right, so I think we've given you guys literally all the information that we have. I don't
Like,
think there's
not
anything
even-
else
yeah.
that
Yeah.
we're hiding. So feel free to reach out to us.
Yeah.
My Instagram is Mike.Osuna or at Mike.Osuna. Ozzy, you are
O Alfonso with the Z_.
okay, and then Jay
I'm Jay Montalv, 28.
28, and then our Instagram to the gym is at train8 and the word 9. You can follow us there, and we're doing the best we can to keep you guys updated and stuff. Or email me, Mike
Yeah.
at training9.com, if there's anything that you want me to share with you that we haven't already shared, if you guys plan on doing something like this. So good luck, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you, fellas.